about this game stands out, and what do you think could be different this time around?
Yeah, it was difficult. I think the first time we played them, we was in good form. I think we fully expected to win the game. I think the coach was missing as well. Ziggy missed that game. We all hope he gets back soon, gets well. But yeah, with San Jose, they're a good team. They're very strong, good defensively. And they can, it's a team that can hurt you. So we've got to be aware that it's an important game. They're close to us, so every point counts now. Do we go there being smart? Being more defensively and hoping to counter-attack? Do we go full out? With Clint, Ober, and Nelson. There's a lot of decisions for Schmetzer and Ante to figure out. But whatever they go with, we'll be ready.
Is it difficult, aside from the fact that obviously you guys care about Ziggy and you want what's best for him, is it hard as a player to have kind of the distraction of not knowing when he's coming back and dealing with kind of a mix-up in the coaching staff?
I think, to be honest with you, Ziggy, he has a good connection with Ante and Schmetz, so they're fully involved every day, on game time as well. So it's not going to be a massive difference for the players. I think the only thing that is distracting is that, we hope that, he's going to recover well and he's going to get back soon rather than, the football side of it.
Is it hard, or I guess frustrating, that you guys just got Ozzy back and now you're going to lose him again for a game this weekend with yellow card accumulation?
Yeah, it's difficult because, Ozzy's fantastic in the central midfield. You could see in the game against Toronto, he's so dominant, and certainly for the back four, we like him having Ozzy in front of us. We know he's going to break up the play, and we know that when we give him the ball, he's going to keep it. So I think it's frustrating for Ozzy, and it's certainly frustrating for the team. But we've got a good squad now. The new players coming in, different options, like I said, for the coaches to decide what they're going to go with. So, we're going to be looking strong.
What's the main focus for the back four with him out, of kind of what you guys need to do?
With Ozzy out? Yeah, obviously the main focus is every game is to keep a clean sheet, keep the strikers quiet, attacking players quiet. Obviously that doesn't always happen. We have a lot of good attacking players, so it's difficult to get that balance. But as long as we're outscoring teams, and winning games, we'll be happy with that. But certainly as a defender, yeah, clean sheet is everything.
You've obviously been seeing a lot of new stadiums, your first turn around the league, but this will be a first for the team. This is a stadium they haven't played in before. Is there anything that you do in pregame or anything to try and learn a little bit about a place that you're not familiar with?
To be honest with you, I've never been like that. Even as a young player, if I'd be going to Old Trafford or Anfield, I wouldn't go out and look at it before the game. I'd stay in the locker room and make sure I'm focused on the game and not get carried away with all that kind of stuff. So that's certainly how I've been here. I don't think there's once I've been out on a pitch to see what it's like. I'll ask them, do I need my studs, do I need my moulds, and that's about it. Yeah.
Different guys kind of handle it different ways, but do you look at the standings? I know that some guys don't like to look at them at all. Do you allow that to seep in at all?
No, certainly in England I would, especially with the small amount of games, and obviously in England it's about the places you finish, finishing 1 or 2 or whatever, whether you want to qualify for Europe. I think here it's a little bit different with the playoffs. For me, as long as you're finishing in the playoffs, you've got as good chance as anyone to win the MLS Cup. I know there's home advantage in the 1 or 2 games or whatever it is at the start. That doesn't matter. As long as we're finishing in the playoffs, everybody's healthy and we're in good form, that's all I ask.
Schmetz mentioned that kind of his message to you guys right now is, you've put in all the hard work through the preseason, through the beginning of the season, you hit a rut, but to not let this opportunity pass you guys by. Is that kind of the mentality the team is taking? Is that I guess? Yeah,
no, his team talk was all about that. He said, there's some guys here, it might be the last season, they might have another season, but you can't let the opportunity go. Young players could be traded, anything can happen, but, we all have a chance now, like I say, to finish the season successful and get that MLS Cup, because I know the Southerns haven't, won it, and there's a few guys here who haven't won it, so that's got to be our drive, and we don't want to finish the season are in the playoffs and look back and think, you know, could I have done this? You know, could I have made that run? You know, that pass. You know, we've got to get it right, and like you say, it's a good opportunity.
Zach Scott talked last week about how some sort of the veteran guys, whenever a new guy comes in, they sort of let him know what this club is about. Was there that kind of message when you came in that any of those guys passed along?
I don't think there's a message where, you know, it's a verbal message. I think certainly Zach, he sets the training, you know, the way he trains. I've not seen it before in my career, you know, certainly for a guy, you know, his age. You know, he treats training like a match. You know, he wants to win every ball. He wants to win, you know, every tackle. You know, he doesn't drop, you know, and I seen it, you know, because a lot of the times he's not played. You know, he's come out and other guys have gone in, but still his training doesn't change. And I think to have him in the squad, certainly to have him in the team, because I love playing next to Zach, but to have him in the squad for the young players, and they can see, you know, this is what it takes, you know, to be a professional soccer player. I think it's fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah.